name is Kathy Gaillard. I'm a freelance writer, and I also teach part-time at Marquette University. I first heard about COVID, or really it affected my family, when my sister contracted it. She lived in Chicago, and she was my oldest sister. We thought that she was getting better. We got a report on Friday. After 2 weeks of being in the hospital, she was beginning to get a little better, and they were weaning her off her medication. And then the Sunday following that Friday, we received a notification at 12 noon that she had passed away. Now, this was just 2 weeks before the vaccination became available to the public, so it really hit home hard. In the back of my mind, I was thinking if she could have just held on a little bit longer, there would have been a vaccination available that could have saved her life. Consequently, her death made me really aware and cognizant of COVID and its real effect on people. I got vaccinated as soon as I could, and I've since had 2 boosters. And I'm in the process of making an appointment to get the 3rd booster, which helps with the Omicron variant. In doing the research for Dr. Underwood, I was able to learn a lot about COVID, the pandemic, things to do, not to do, and share those in a way that was not medical related, but just common sense kinds of things that you could do, help dispel some of the myths that were out there in the community. And then I really got to talk to a lot of people and write their stories, how COVID had affected them, their businesses, faith-based communities, that kind of thing. So it was interesting for me, but at the same time, it was also informative. And I feel that I was able to help by writing information and getting it out to the public, particularly brown and black communities. I was really surprised at the number of myths and misinformation that was out there about COVID. You know, we all take different kinds of medication, whether it's for diabetes, high blood pressure, or whatever. But for whatever reason, people were reluctant to get the vaccine. And they said that the reason is because they didn't know what was in the vaccine, or that it was put together too quickly and they didn't trust it. But we trust so many other medicines and immunizations and what have you. So that was kind of enlightening for me, and at the same time, I didn't understand it, because we're not that reluctant to put other things in our body. Working with Dr. Underwood and some of the nurses that she worked with, once they were able to get information out to the community, people would change their minds and go ahead and get the vaccine. So I found that that was really hopeful. I also talked to some barbers who were doing their part in the community to make sure that good information about the vaccines were getting out there, how they opened up their barber shops so that people could get the vaccines and made them more readily available. Within the community, there were people who were really stepping up to try and make sure that Black and brown communities were getting good information. If people want to stay healthy now, what they need to do is do their own research. If you don't know something, you don't trust something, research it and find out. Ask your family doctor. Hopefully you have a family doctor, but ask your family doctor the questions that you may have. But most importantly, what people need to do is research. Don't listen to people, don't listen to myths. Do your own research, and do it using credible sources like the Centers for Disease Control, or CDC.